Welcome to The Arena, our weekly sports show where I bring you international and Namibian sporting highlights over the weekend. My name is Helge Schutz. In today's program, we bring you rugby, we got cricket news, lots of football, as well as futsal. But let's start off with rugby. And the Welwitschers, they lost 31-22 to the Southwestern District Eagles in Windhoek on Saturday. It was their second defeat in the Mzansi Challenge after they also lost to the Border Bulldogs 26-21. Well, I spoke to Welwitschers scrum half Jacques Tron after the game. Let's hear what he had to say.
It was physical, it was quite fast, but I think just a little bit more game time with the guys, and I think we can take this one. But well done to SWD. They brought it. They brought the physicality as well. So yeah, well done to them.
Right now, I understand you had quite a lot of injuries, especially up front. So how are the replacements? How is your depth, would you say?
Yeah, we're scraping really deep to get some props. Luckily, the guys we got is proper props. Good hooker as well. So happy for them getting their debut today. Hopefully, they can build a team and keep going forward. Yeah.
Okay, Jacques, what is the level like playing here in the Mzansi Challenge for you?
It is a step up from playing Wanderers or United or whatever. It is a step, but I enjoy it a lot. I think if we just have a little more game time together and start learning each other, there is a lot of room for improvement. I think just time will do that for us.
All right, last weekend you lost a close one there, 26-21 to Border. Now also losing by 9 points. Do you think you've got a win still coming up?
Definitely. We've got a good side, we've got a good coaching team, good support team. The win is coming soon. I can promise you that. The guys are working hard for that. Hopefully next weekend we can take the W. But yeah, there's still a lot of hard work and a lot of learning each other to go.
Moving on to cricket, and Namibia's chances of reaching the World Cup suffered a major blow on Sunday when they lost by 28 runs to the UAE. That result leaves the UAE and the USA in pole position to qualify on 6 points each, while Namibia's on 4 points. Well, after the game, I spoke to Namibia coach Pierre de Bruin. Let's hear what he had to say.
Yeah, it's a bitter one to swallow. I thought the bowlers did well, especially until over 40. They got away with it in the death, scoring 100 odd runs in the last 10. It just shows if you have wickets in hand, you can really punish the bowler, any bowling attack on the small field with a which is a good wicket as well. But I thought that we fought hard, to restrict them to 260 was a really good effort. I felt that it's a 300 wicket. So unfortunately, we couldn't chase that down. From a batting perspective, I feel that we really lost 5 very soft wickets. We had batters that got themselves in 30s and 40s, and you've got to convert those. And we showed it in the last 2 games against Jersey and the other team, I can't remember now. But you rely on big partnerships. They had a 150-run partnership, and that's possibly the difference.
Right, so but now it does look, our chances are very small. So what does it look like for Namibia now?
All we can do is to rock up on Tuesday and play a clinical game again. That's what we need to do. We need possibly a big margin, so we need to just clear our minds. This, it is what it is. We can't do anything about that now. What we can do is we can look forward to Tuesday and finish off, for 2 crucial.
We're still on cricket, and Namibian captain Gerard Erasmus has had a great season. He's actually the top run scorer in associate cricket so far this year, while he also helped his international franchise team, the Gulf Giants, win the inaugural UAE International T20 franchise competition. Well, I caught up with Erasmus and asked him about that experience.
Yeah, phenomenal. I mean, it's a tournament with where 9 internationals play out of the starting 11. So it's really a high quality tournament. I believe close to the World Cup standards that we saw just 4 months before that. So it was such a great experience for myself to, again touch base with those players and learn from them, not only behind the scenes in the nets, but actually playing on the field. Playing against the T20 legends, I guess, and learning from their trade and seeing how they go about their business. And in doing that, you sort of get used to the higher level, and I think that's where you want to be as a cricketer. You want to really up your level by testing yourself against the best, and then you sort of become accustomed to that level, and all of a sudden you start feeling comfortable and start actually producing on that level consistently, and that's really where I'm looking to go from a personal point of view. But in saying that, obviously my attention is fully with the Namibian side at the moment. Gulf Giants was a great experience, as you say. Winning it was a great experience for me, and hopefully more of our guys and more of the team can get into do worldwide tournaments like that as well. It gives you great exposure, gives you something a little bit different than just playing or training, I guess, in the same setup all the time. So really hoping for more and more of our guys to get into the world of cricket, world of T20 cricket perhaps, and go out and get different exposure, get different ideas from elsewhere, play lots of cricket on the field. I think that's where we learn the most.
Moving on to football, and African Stars continued their inexorable march towards the Debmarine Namibia Premiership title after picking up maximum points over the weekend. They beat Live Fighters 3-0 on Saturday and beat Chulino by the same score on Sunday. Let's take a look at the weekend's results and the latest log position. Well, as you could see there, former powerhouses Black Africa are really struggling. They suffered another 2 defeats this weekend and are now deep in the relegation zone, second last on the log. On Sunday, they lost 2-1 to Turam Magic. After the game, I spoke to BA coach Brian Isaacs as well as Turam Magic coach Timo Chongarero. Let's take a look.
As you guys saw, a good performance. Very improved performance and very competitive. It's just unfortunate that we have made 2 mistakes, one defensive mistake and one a free kick, and they capitalize on that too, and that make them scoring 2 goals. We had opportunities that we did not take, and we have created opportunities. It's encouraging, but as I said, we need results in this stage of the league, and we don't need good games. But I'm very much happy for the performance, but not happy with the result.
But what do you think would happen for you guys to start getting that results and getting out of the bottom of the log?
Yeah, at this stage we have had some experience and players, skillful players, but the problem is now the confidence, because they still lack some confidence, self-confidence. If you look at Chester, a very creative midfielder, but he did not come to the party today. And then you have Sian in the midfield, and he did not have authority today in the midfield. And these are the players that I want to come to the party. If they play to their full potential, then we will not have a problem to come out of this, or we will then start winning games.
Yeah. So many opportunities gone, but we are back to the drawing board in terms of that. But you know, some things are just easy. I mean, you are here, the other guy is right in front of you. Just square the ball. Open net twice. Would be leading comfortably, but yeah, that's the nature of the game. Chances missed a lot, but I'm happy with the mentality and the attitude of the boys that came back to really fight for it. We went down, they came back with the 1-1, but it's part of the game. We believed a bit more in ourselves. We had a chat during halftime to use their energy because there's a lot of youthful players in the team. I think the energy level is what we needed. Some of the younger boys were not really here, so we really needed to make some changes. But I think the changes we made impacted the game, and that's what you want to see.
And tell us a bit about the guy who scored 2 goals there. I think Nicodemus Aikali.
Yes, Nicodemus came from the academy of the club, spent some years with us at the academy, came through the structures, and this is what you want to see. You want to encourage players to stick a bit longer with their clubs so they can learn the secrets of the trade. And 2 goals, this is his 3rd free kick that he scored from. So I think he has the ability just to believe a bit more in himself and to train on it.
We're still on football, and Khomas Nampol have opened up a 4-point lead at the top of the Southern Stream First Division after the weekend's matches. On Sunday, they drew 0-0 against their closest rivals, Namibia Correctional Services, and after the match I spoke to Khomas Nampol coach Fortune Aigap. Let's take a look.
It was a tough game. Actually when 2 top teams played, it's end-to-end, but today it was not end-to-end. So it was a more tactical game, whereby both teams wanted to win and wanted not to lose also. So it was more a tactical affair, we're cancelling out each other with less chances in the game.
So those were your tactics, more defensive?
Yeah, we are leading with 4 points. For us to lose, they need to beat us. So currently they must come out. So we decided let's try and play more a block in the middle, block them middle block so we can catch them on counter. We were having 2 or 3 chances we could have capitalized, but they brought in experienced players. One could see players that played recently in Premier League, they were here. So they were fired up, and it's easy not to play against top players.
Right, unfortunately now you also won yesterday against Marintel, but NCS dropped points against DTS. So what does the log standing look like?
Currently we are leading with 4 points. It's a 4 points clear. So for 5 games to go. It's now it's definitely in our hands. We might drop or lose 1 game, we can still win the league. So it's still in our hands. Now we have to go refresh and come back after Easter weekend when we go to Kettmans, where we want to go win. So it's not easy. It will never be easy. So 5 games to go, 5 finals to go. We are out. So it's 15 more points. We only need 10 points to win this league. Or 3 wins, then it's done.
Moving on to women's football, and Turam Magic remained at the top of the FNB Women's Super League after 2 comprehensive victories over the weekend. On Saturday, they beat Namib Daughters 6-0, and on Sunday beat Arrows Ladies 4-0. Well, after Saturday's game, I spoke to Elmarie Friedrichs of Turam Magic and Leandri Lucas of Namib Daughters, so let's hear what they had to say.
The game was very easy, but they managed to stand, so block us, but we managed to score 6 goals. That means at least we got 3 points for today, so we have to move to the next match.
Yeah, and you had many more chances, missing quite a few more, so you're a bit worried about your finishing?
Yes, I'm worried about my strikers because we need to make sure, because we need these goals for second leg to win the league.
Right, thank you. But you guys are still on top of the log. So how are you feeling about your log position?
I'm very happy because we deserve to be there. Thank you.
And do you think you're going to retain the title?
Obviously, we're going to take the title because we want to go to South Africa for the club championship.
Right, and can you tell us a bit about your own game? You've been playing quite a long time for the Brave Gladiators as well. So are you carrying on for a while?
I think this will be the last year for me to play, because I think I can still play, and I think I want to make it a memorable year for me to end it at football.
On a high note.
On a high note, yes.
Great, well, good luck.
Thank you.
I would say that our team, looking at the weather conditions and everything, because normally when we have to travel from the coast to Bantu, we are always at a disadvantage because of the weather. We are not used to the weather, but I would say we have to go back to the drawing board now. 6 year, it's a big score, but it's not that bad. We can come back during the second league and then we can see what we can do about it. But most of our players, they are still very young, 13, 14 years old, so they are in the process of learning and seeing that Pura Magic is actually a well-developed team. You can see technically and tactically, you can also see that those players are magnificent, but our girls are still getting there. Give us 2-3 years and then we will be on there.
In futsal news, Patriots Futsal Club became the Express Credit Men's Premier League champions for the first time after their closest rivals, Quality, could only draw 4-4 against Seleção on Saturday. Quality had to win the match to win the league, but the draw sees Patriots winning the league by 1 point. Well, after that game, I spoke to the coach of Quality, that's Sheila Nunda, and the captain of Patriots, Barry February. Let's take a look.
Oh, it's hard on us because it's the second time they are holding us back. It's hard.
Yeah, I saw your players were devastated, some of them in tears at the end. So they're not too happy at the moment.
No, we are not happy, but we peak from where we start. That's what we're going to do. Because we cannot hold on now.
Yeah. And Sheila, just take us through the game. Do you think you had chances to win it?
It was ours. But we lost some momentum. We were supposed to keep on our way of playing. We just went away with it. And we drew the game.
Right, well, bad luck. You didn't win the league. Now, actually, Patriots won it by 1 point. But there's still next season. How are you guys feeling about next season then?
We are coming strong. They should wait for us. We are coming strong and we are going to pass over everyone.
Great. Good luck, Sheila. Thank you. Right, well, we also have Barry February of Patriots winning the league there.
Yes.
How do you feel?
Oh, we feel fantastic. We actually finished our fixtures a long time ago, so we're very excited for today. I mean, we came to support. We were this close to actually getting Seleção tattoos. That's how excited we were. Quality pushed us right to the end. We were always right. They were always right behind us. So great opponents. I kind of feel bad for them, but it will disappear as soon as I have the first celebration beer. So very excited. Yeah.
And it's your first title, so
yes.
you guys must be very happy.
Yeah, we've been playing in this league for 3-4 years, but our team has been, I think we established it in 2008 already. So this is like the first, at least futsal trophy that we've won. This is very exciting. All the other players are all around town, all calling to find out what was happening and all of that. So it's very exciting.
Great. Well, go enjoy that beer there.
We'll do that. Thank you so much. Patriots!
Moving on to international football, and Arsenal took a step closer to winning the English Premier League title for the first time since 2004 when they beat Leeds 4-1 on Saturday, while Manchester City, who beat Liverpool by the same score, are now 8 points behind with a game in hand. In Germany, Thomas Tuchel made a winning start with Bayern Munich as they thumped their arch-rivals Dortmund 4-2 to move 2 points ahead of Dortmund at the top of the log. In Italy, log leaders Napoli suffered a comprehensive 4-0 defeat to AC Milan, but Napoli are still far ahead and nearly certain of winning the title for the first time in 33 years. And in Spain, Barcelona beat Elche 4-0 and Real Madrid beat Valladolid 6-0, but Barcelona are now 12 points clear and strong favourites to win the title. And finally in today's show, the president of the International Olympic Committee, Thomas Bach, last week recommended that Russian and Belarusian athletes compete as individual neutrals at next year's Paris Olympic Games. Well, there was a huge outcry from Ukraine, who threatened to boycott the Games if these athletes from Russia and Belarus are allowed to compete. Well, at a press conference last week, Bach addressed these issues. So let's take a look.
It cannot be up to the governments to decide which athlete can participate in which competition. This would be the end of world sport as we know it today. And the Olympic movement stakeholders are very concerned about this politicization of sport. They are very concerned about the attitude of these governments wanting to take over the participation and the decision of participation in sports events in their country or even in other countries. It is deplorable to see that some governments do not want to respect the majority within the Olympic movement and of all stakeholders, nor the autonomy of sport. It is deplorable that these governments do not address the question of double standards with which we have been confronted in our consultations. We have not seen a single comment from them about their attitude towards the participation of athletes whose countries are involved in the other 70 wars and armed conflicts in the world. So in this case, we will not punish the athletes or an NOC for the behavior of their government. What counts for us is the decision of the national Olympic committees, and we will, as we are seeing here with this recommendation, always make every effort not to punish athletes for misbehavior of their national governments.
And that brings us to the end of today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. Well, next week we won't have a show because I'll be in Otjiwarongo covering the Namibia Newspaper Cup, but we'll have lots of news on our social media platforms, so do follow us for that. So from me, Helga, it's goodbye till next time.